Welcome to Pressing Matters. I'm your host, Jamal Radio Raheem. Now, Pressing Matters is a vinyl show where I talk to vinyl collectors, music lovers, dope individuals about vinyl. I ask them 5 hard questions about vinyl, and we see where the conversation goes. It's that simple. On this episode, I got Mimi. Mimi is a collector. She got some stuff in her collection that I'm jealous of. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that I haven't even seen anywhere. I've never seen some of the stuff. Like, she got some Young Thug. I ain't never seen Young Thug, but we have a conversation. I think it's dope. And it was also refreshing talking to somebody who's younger than me and to see the stuff they grew up on and our differences and stuff like that. I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. Check it out. This is a longer episode, but it's dope. And I'll catch y'all on the other side. Peace. So, what got you into collecting vinyl? And is vinyl the only thing you collect too? So I guess I didn't, that's a two-part. But what got you into collecting vinyl?
So not to make it soppy, but at the end of 2020, my grandfather passed. And I was at my grandparents' house, like for the funeral and everything like that. And I saw that there was sets of records in there, like stacks of records. I don't know if you can see it here. I got them back there in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
But those are all of his records. So every time that I would go up to New York, I would take a case with me. My grandma would ship them and stuff like that. So I inherited his collection after he passed, and it just made me want to start my own collection. Because
Oh,
I've always seen people collecting music, and I've always known that I really like music, but I really didn't get realize I was conscious of music until probably like ninth grade. That's 2014, and I feel like my perspective on music has changed since then.
mm.
So yeah, I also collect. I like the 7-inch vinyls, and then I also started collecting CDs. Now that's not like my main focus, but if I see something it's a little cheap, I like it, I'm gonna pick it up.
Yeah, CDs. My advice to people is always like, hey, if you want to start collecting music, start with CDs because they're
Hmm.
cheaper and like it's not as much as an investment. Because once you start with vinyl, that's an investment. You got to find
Exactly.
space. You got to you got to spend some money for the real good ones. Like you got to
Hmm.
really take care of them. So that is a good story though on how you got into collecting. Like I wish I had like a story like that. Mine is like I just wanted to buy them. I don't have no other
But it's
reason.
like I've always noticed that people collect records, but it's like I really didn't know where to look until I actually had records in front of me. I'm like, okay, I can really go to anywhere that's music related, electronic related, and they have these items that I listen to every day. So it's like it brings me a lot of peace, a lot of peace.
It wasn't always like that. So I just want you to I when you said you're in ninth grade in 2014, I was like, damn. Uh, I just felt like an old ass man. But because I started collecting in 2015, 2016, around that time. Um, and they weren't everywhere. Like Urban Outfitters had some, of course, record shops had them, but they weren't like everywhere, like Target, Walmart. They had like a small section.
Right.
That's it. And it was like collectible stuff like Thriller and
Hmm.
stuff like that. So they're now becoming more popular, I think, because like, well, one, your age group is into them,
Right.
and like your age group is now becoming adults. So y'all can buy the stuff that y'all want.
Exactly.
So that's, and in my age group, because I'm 32, we like also are getting to the point where we're getting like our real jobs, our big boy jobs, big girl jobs, so we can like buy the shit we want. So
But I
that's great.
also feel like people my age, sometimes, I don't want to say this for all collectors, but I feel like a lot of people my age are also buying records to make money off of them, which I
Yes.
don't like, but at the same time, I understand the hustle, but it also takes the fun out of it because, like, for a record store day, what was Black Friday? On Friday, I didn't know there was like a huge list out there. So this year was my first record store day anything. So I didn't know that they dropped a SpongeBob vinyl for this record store day. So I'm like, okay, let me get up and try to look and see who got it the day after Black Friday. There was one record store that I knew only got 2 copies. I'm like, what's the chances that they got one left? They didn't have one left. So it's like, I get it, it's competitive, but at the same time, let's leave some for everybody. Let's all try to make some money. Even though I don't want to sell any of these at all. I want to pass them down. But for like sometimes I'll have like 2 copies or something. I might sell that one, but I really don't want to make money off of these.
Yeah, I don't. I hate resellers, so I'm not going. I hate if you buy records to just sell. Like if
Right.
you like a record and you're like, all right, I don't rock with it no more, or I need some money, I don't mind that. But if you're buying a
Exactly.
record just to sell it, and you're like gonna like, I remember when Nicki Minaj's "Beam Me Up, Scotty" came out,
Hmm.
and I wanted that copy because I was like, oh, I really enjoyed this mixtape from her when she first came out and stuff like that. And the person ahead of me, they bought it. At the record store that I go to, they allow you to buy as many copies as you want. At the time, they bought like 3 copies, and they knew I was getting it.
That would hurt my soul
Yeah, I
right
was
there.
pissed. I was pissed because I was talking about it like because the person asked me like behind me was like, "Oh, what do you want? What records are you here for?" It was Nicki Minaj. I think it was a Miles Davis record and MF Doom record. And I was like, "Oh, these ones are the ones that I want." I was like, "But if they have anything else, I'm gonna still look, you know." But the way they do it, they're in a line and you have a ticket, and then they bring you in by a group and stuff like that. And that person bought 3 of them vinyls in front of me, and I was just like, "You bought 3 Nicki Minaj records for what? You're not listening to that." And then they try to sell it to me
300.
outside. I was,
Oh, oh no.
yeah, I was.
Oh no.
I said, "Nah, I'm good. I'll get it online." I still don't have it, but I've seen it.
I just can't, I can't pay reseller price. Like I understand, get your money, but you're not gonna get me. I just can't do it. I just won't have it.
Yeah,
I just won't have the record.
I'm
It
good.
won't hurt me. It will hurt me, but it won't hurt me.
At the end of the day, though, records get repressed. That's how I look at it. And I'm like,
Exactly.
I'll find it eventually. I'm not paying $90 for a record you spent $25 on.
Exactly.
That's just not happening. But speaking of record store day, then, did you get any purchases like from the record store day, or did you just go to the record store and buy something?
I got a couple things for record store day earlier in the year. I didn't get anything for Black Friday. It was
Mm,
nothing really,
yeah, it
nothing
wasn't.
catch yeah, that caught my eye except the SpongeBob vinyl last minute because I didn't really look through the list. But I had four records that I was looking for the record store day for this year. And I got Jeffrey
The Doug.
by Young
Okay,
Thug. Yeah. You want me to show off the vinyls?
you can show it. I'm
I
with
ain't buying for nothing.
that.
Let's see.
That one was sold out. Like when I went, that one was sold out fast.
I wound up going to like a second record store, but it's like a
Mm.
record store, and I didn't think they were gonna have it, but this one was still on the shelf.
Ooh, it's pretty too.
And then we got Yellow Tape by Key
Yeah,
Guard.
I got that one.
But I'm glad they don't press anything in like just standard black for record store day because I feel like that would be like a waste.
Yeah, I'm not
So I'm
waiting
glad
on
they
that for no
take their
regular.
time. And then Il Nana.
I got that one too. Oh, we got basically the same ones on Record Store Day.
And then I think this one is probably my favorite pressing of everything that I have.
That one is nice,
Yeah,
especially
it really is.
when it's spinning too.
Yeah, fire.
Whew. Yeah, I got that one. That's a good thing though about going to those type of record stores. They don't be knowing what
Exactly. They really don't. They really don't. But it's like it was meant for me. And then I also got Fetty
Oh, the
Wap. This
Fetty
was
Wap.
my last purchase. Like I didn't even purchase this on my own. I had to have a friend in Charlotte pick up my order for me because there's a record store that I like out in Charlotte. And on Record Store Day, I guess they don't do like shipping, so you can only do local
Hmm.
pickup. And luckily, I have a cousin out there, and he was able to go pick it up for me and ship it to me.
That's good.
But yeah, those are the only. I believe that's all I got for Record Store Day for this year.
I mean, that's a lot. That's 4 vinyls. That's a
And
lot.
the thing is, I wound up going out at like 4 that afternoon, so I didn't even wait in line to get any of these
Really?
except Fetty Wap, which I didn't even get myself. But yeah, I didn't even stand in line for none of these.
That's you got lucky and because I got the last copy of the Key Glock. They had a whole bunch of copies of the Foxy Brown when I went, and then they didn't have no Jeffrey. Like that was
I'm very surprised that I was even able to get that one. Key Glock, I it was the last one, but I don't think they got many copies of that. So I got that one. No, I think there was a couple, but Jeffrey, I got the last one.
yeah. I don't know too many people with Jeffrey, so you one of the few that I know who has that. Like I haven't even seen. I don't see Young Thug like ever. Like when I go to the record store, I've never seen Young Thug's
I've
vinyl.
actually got a good amount of Young Thug. I just got, I don't know if you can see it up there
I
in
can
the
see it.
corner.
Yeah.
So much fun. I got, um, let's see. Um, this is Slime Language 2.
Mm.
And then, what's this? What
Oh,
is this?
what is the name of that one?
Damn, what is the name of this one? I know it. Let me open up and see. It'll tell me. Because
It's
I
not on,
know it's not even on it.
it's not on like the sleeve or anything like that.
Mm-mm. I know this one. Anywho, those are the only two I have like on me. But I also have I have like two more from Vinyl Me Please that I have waiting that I'm waiting to get. So I should have a good amount
I just
next
like
year.
certain albums I want to like 'cause people are like just buy it online. I'm like I want to
I
get it in
can't.
person. I want to get it in person. So that's probably why because I can buy a Young Thug online. Like it's there. I just want to get it in person because I'm stubborn. I don't care. I'm stubborn.
See, I buy most of mine online. The only thing that I mostly buy in person is a lot of my oldies that I'll get from this market out here in Raleigh for they're usually $3 a piece, but sometimes there's other little vendors that sell them for a little higher. Like I got my Bobby Brown from that market. He wanted 25, but I asked 20. He gave it to me for 20.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's mostly really any everything that I buy in person. Everything else is probably online.
Yeah, I'm like complete opposite. I only buy like exclusive stuff, like or stuff that I know the record store is not going to get. So,
Hmm.
so like the J. Cole album that's about to drop. I'm about to pre-order it as soon as I pay everything.
So
Like,
yeah, that's what I did. I really wanted what's the two albums? 2014 and I also wanted what's the other one I'm thinking of? Born Center.
Sports
No, not
Center.
Born Center. I have Born Center. What's the first one that I'm thinking
Oh,
of?
Cold World.
Sideline Cold World, yes. I really wanted those two, and then I would be waiting on there's one more that I can't think of at the moment that I don't have, but those are the three that I don't have. And I was gonna just get the standard black copy, but it's like they really want a lot for those. I don't know if it's because we're in North Carolina or
Hmm.
what, but I was like, I just can't do that for standard black, and you want 40 something dollars
I
for
think
the
it's 100% because you're in North Carolina.
yeah,
I
and then I'm only 30 minutes from Fayetteville too, so it's like it makes I feel like it makes a huge difference. But then I seen that they had uh is it 2014 that they just repressed for
hmm It's about to
so
be
I
the special edition. I'll send you
and
the
I
link.
got the special edition.
Okay,
So it's
yeah.
like I'm glad I waited.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that one. And then I'm gonna gift the one that I got to somebody I know because they're like a huge J. Cole fan. They don't know that yet, but but they're not gonna by the time I edit this, they're not gonna see it. They'll have it by then. But I'm gonna give it to them because I'm like, okay, I don't want two copies of it. Like I'm not even gonna
Right.
sell it. Like here you go. Because I have all of his albums except the first one, except Cold World, Sideline
Okay.
Sticker. I even got Friday Night Lights, which I guess never really got pressed, but I still got it.
I have KOD, Born Center, and For Your Eyes Only.
Yeah. I would think though in North Carolina they'd be taxing for J. Cole because
They do.
he's
They want close to like $45 for
yeah,
standard swag.
I paid like I paid like 25 for KOD. Born Center I paid I don't know what I paid for Born Center because I bought like a whole bunch of stuff with that. It was no more than 35, I can tell you that. The one that cost me the most actually it was the Dreamville album with like
Okay.
all of that one cost me the most. But that one like came with a whole bunch of stuff. So, but yeah, I'm a big J. Cole fan. So, um, but to pivot, what is an album you think everybody should own?
I would say it's dark and hell is hot.
Woo!
I don't know what it is. I think because my mom listened to a lot of hip hop growing up and she played it when we were growing up that this album just stuck with me. Also, I would say, let me just pull it out. Let's see. I would also say Life After Death.
Mm,
Life After these two albums, I feel like describe me as a music head. Like I feel like there are some 90s artists that I haven't deep dive into that I'm missing out on. But these two right here just do something to me. Like I'm a very, very quiet person. But if you play either of these, oh, you're going to hear the lyrics come out my mouth.
mm. I was not expecting that. I was expecting something like completely different, something like chill, something like
I
relaxing.
mean, there is some chill music that I feel like you can have looking through here. Like, mm,
Those are good picks, though. I don't have the Biggie one actually, though.
this is one album I said I had to get for myself because I don't know if you know the YouTube channel. Ooh, um, what is their name? Bridging the Gap. I
Yes.
watched Bridging the Gap and they did Life After Death. And I feel like after I watched that video, I did a deep dive for myself into Life After Death and it woke something up in me. I don't know what it was, but it clicked something in my brain and I've loved it ever since.
Yeah, I don't have that one. I don't know why I don't have it. You know what it is? I see that one so often. Every time I go to the record store, I'm like, I can get it next time. I can get it next time. I can get it next time. Because I see it every time I go. Like, I have Ready to Die. I
I
don't
have
know,
Ready to Die as well.
but
But I don't know what it is between those two albums why I love Life After Death so much. It just I don't know. I think it's because often wonder if Biggie was still alive, how would
mm,
how would he look at hip hop right now? Like there's so much going on that I don't know if he would even like what's going on.
yeah. I always wonder how Biggie, Tupac, even Big L, like how would they view what hip hop is now? Because there's a lot more like hip hop's probably the most popular genre right now. And when they were around, it was still like kind of underground and still like
Right.
becoming mainstream. So I wonder how they would like view it. I wonder if they would even still be making music, like what would they be doing? Would they be into business? There's so many questions. I always wonder that. Like every time I listen to one of their albums, because I have Biggie's what was it? It was a Black Friday release. I don't know when it was. It was like all the instrumentals. It's just all the hit songs, basically, they're instrumentals, like Sky's
Mhm.
the Limit. And like I was just sitting there listening, like, damn, like where would he be now? Like, how would the game be so different? Who would be number one and all that stuff? Um, it's an interesting question. I didn't expect you to have the DMX album as an album I think everyone should own. I do think everyone should own that. If you are just getting into vinyl, that's just not the album I expected you to put. The reason, and I'm not gonna lie, it was your age made me think like she's gonna say something like from the 2010s. I like that choice though. I love that album.
I think a lot of people think that about me because I mean, a lot of people don't know me like on TikTok and stuff like that, but it's like I might look soft and nice on the outside, but on the inside, like my choice of music, it can be very deep. It can be some pop, it can be some R&B. Like my timeline of music, I can say from like let's just say 7 to like being 14. I was very like pop based
Mm,
music. And then I can say, like I said, my freshman year of high school is when I think I really discovered R&B. R&B all through high school, I was really R&B. And then my senior year of high school, that completely changed. I feel like that's when I started getting into like the mainstream hip hop music,
mm.
let's say like Lil Baby and stuff like that. That's when I started to actually start listening to hip hop. Like I listened to hip hop, of course, but
Yeah.
not how as much as I was my senior year of high school. And then going into college, I met so many different people with so many tastes in music, which I think that's what really solidified how I listen to music and what type of music I listen to. Because I can listen to a wide range of things now.
I would say um, college. College is what really defined like my taste because I'm like I mean, I'm super West Coast. I'm not gonna pretend like it's all West Coast. That's usually what I grew up on, like in R&B. So it wasn't West Coast. It wasn't West Coast, Lil Wayne, like somebody like that, like the big artist, basically.
Hmm.
I wasn't listening to you. I got into college and then like you meet so many different people from different places and like you hearing what they hearing, especially like you hanging out with like your homies and like you out here and you're like, damn, what's that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's
Hmm.
that? Because I had a friend from Memphis got put me onto all of that stuff. Like I knew like Project Pat and 3 6 Mafia, but I ain't know them like that. Like I was hearing songs, I'm like, what is this? What is this? Like, so college definitely defined my taste. And then like my parents, like,
Hmm.
but what's your first vinyl purchase?
So I think those just fell on the floor. Let me pick those up
Are
real
you
quick.
good?
So the first three that I bought was, of course, Take Care. I feel like that's one that everybody starts off with. And then the College Dropout.
Yeah, yeah, that's a
And then actually, please excuse me for being antisocial.
really. Hmm.
I think I went the first time I went to the record store was that 2021? No, that might have been no, either 2021 or 2022. And I think this one came out 2019. This is one of them, but this album right here was an album that just makes me think about going when I was in school. Like this, I can use a song for every scene of college. I don't know. I don't know. It stuck with me really, really bad. Like it really stuck with me. And I just decided to pick up, and I think it was like $20 or something like that.
$20? Oh, they be taxing for that record here.
Something like that. Well, he from the West Coast, Andy.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with J. Cole. They
They be
hometown
taxing.
advantage.
I don't have that record for that reason. It's like, oh, y'all tripping if you think I'm paying $40 for this. You out of your damn mind. Like, no, I'm not. I'll wait till I go somewhere else. I'll get it in a different state.
And get it cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always feel like every time you go to a record store, you don't have to pick up everything you see
Yeah.
because you can go somewhere and find it cheaper. You can go out of state and find it cheaper. I don't know, like you don't have to spend your coins on vinyls exactly when you see them. There's time for it to just let it pass and you go somewhere else and you find it.
Yeah, I have a want list of records I want, and I have in my mind the price that I'm willing to pay.
Hmm.
So I have the list and I'm like, okay, I'm not willing to pay more than 30 for this. Especially if it's just a regular black, like I'm not paying
Hmm.
more than 30. And that's how I get by. A lot of the records that I got though, I would say I got them at the time when buying records wasn't as popular.
Hmm.
So like any of the old records I got, because I have a whole bunch of like older records, like yeah, it wasn't as popular. I can go to a store and get like 30 records for $50.
Right.
I can't do that no more. Like
Oh,
it's
no.
never happening again. Because they'd be like, oh, you have a lot of records. I'm like, y'all just don't understand. Like it wasn't as popular as it is. So I can get a
Hmm.
whole bunch. My money stretched way longer. Now I just get records that I'm like, okay, I really want this record. I'm only buying this. I'm not buying anything else. I'm not going to dig. I'm coming here for this. I pulled out just enough cash for this. Not
Right.
even using my card. We're just gonna pay this record and get out. Because if I start looking, I'm gonna start buying stuff I don't need to buy. Like, uh-uh. So, so I guess I have two one's the question on here, but another one is you were in high school when Lil Baby was like popular?
Yeah, that was what, like 2017 to like 2019.
God
I
damn.
graduated I graduated high school in 2019.
God damn. I was a grown ass man paying bills. That just well, cause you said little baby. I said little baby. It's like I was a grown up.
Like I feel like when I 2017 to no, I say like 2018 to 2019 is when I started getting into like Lil Baby, Gunna, who else was out during that time? Key Glock,
He Glock.
who else?
I
I
mean,
feel
you
like I
had
can't even think of at the moment, but like I feel like that's when hip hop kind of had a like it wasn't no like 2016 run, but it was like that's when I feel like hip hop started to peak just a little bit for the kids my age, not
I
like
feel
the old music, but I feel like that period right there, and then the beginning of the 2020s is whenever I feel like hip hop made a big shift, a
mm,
huge shift.
yeah, I think when people bring up 2016, I think a lot of people because 2016 it was a great year. I think a lot of people were becoming adults around that time. Like a lot
Hmm.
of the people like you see who are like popping now or even in the chat we in, they all were like becoming adults around 2016. Because I think their memory of 2016 is a lot different than my memory of 2016. Because I was like an adult for like I turned 18 in 2010. Like so my memory of 2016 is like, oh, y'all remember it way different than I remember it. Because like I was actually outside, like,
But I also think that's why there's so much debate about hip hop being the way it is because people were different ages at different times. So everybody has a different perspective.
hmm
So like with of course you said you listened to Friday Night Lights and all of the J. Cole mixtapes before then, right?
hmm
Like when they first released. I hate saying it out loud because I sound crazy, but it's like I've been in North Carolina going on 19, 20 years, something like that. And I've never listened to the J. Cole mixtapes. But people don't realize at that time I was 6 years old when the first mixtape came out.
that makes sense though. That
So it's
because
like people were different ages than me at that time. So they were listening to it, but I wasn't listening to it.
that also makes sense though because you missed the whole Daft Piff era. You missed the
I
whole
couldn't tell you what that is. I feel like I've heard of
yeah.
that, but like,
You missed the era, and that's what the thing is too. Like when I tell people like y'all don't understand, like we used to literally download these projects for free on mixtape websites. They were basically albums, like we're basically listening to an album, but it
mhm.
was a mixtape for free on these mixtape websites. We were just doing that. Like,
And that's just an era that I miss because of the age I am. But I don't think a lot of people think about that. I think they think just because you listen to hip hop music, you're supposed to know this, you're supposed to know that, you're supposed to know this. But it's like, bro, I was five, I was six.
yeah.
What do you want me to do?
I hate when people be like, you've never heard. Well, I do it too, even though I hate when people do it to me. It's like, you never heard this album? You never heard this album? It's like, yeah, I was born, and if somebody was born in 2007, right? I'm not expecting them to know every Kendrick song,
Right.
know Tupac like the back of their hand. Like, I just don't expect that. I think that's unreasonable. You don't usually like discover like the music that like of these people until you're in college, until you're like on your own and you can go back and look at it. Like you're in high school, you ain't got time to like go back and listen to people from the older ages, or it's just unreasonable. So like I think that people should start when they can start. Like, okay, you found this J. Cole song, now you find out about whatever. His music wasn't like the mixtapes, they just got to streaming. There was no way for somebody your age to listen to the mixtapes unless you go on YouTube and do like a deep dive. It's not
Or
on, it
you
wasn't
have an older sibling that knows of it and they just
on.
passing it down to you. Yeah, I don't. I guess a lot of people just don't put that into perspective,
Yeah,
which I don't blame them though.
even then though, having an older sibling, like they have to have the files.
Right.
Like I have an old hard drive that has, I probably shouldn't say this. It has so much music that so much music that like ain't on streaming and stuff like that. But like I downloaded stuff and put it on the hard drive. So my younger sister, she can listen to the stuff but I can't put that online.
Hmm.
I would get flagged. I can't put that anywhere. It's not on streaming. There's so many songs that aren't on streaming, which is also why I love vinyl, because there's albums that I bought that I only knew like three songs, right? Like
Right.
Roberta Flack. I didn't know any Roberta Flack songs really until I started buying vinyl. And then I was like, oh, I know that sample. I'm gonna play the whole album. And then I end
And
up,
that's the reason right there. The only reason why I bought oldies. If the album has a sample that I know, I'm gonna pick it up. If it's as long as it's a song that I know, I'm gonna get it. So like I got the Renee and Angela. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It might be right in the front. But like for Il Nana, they have her and Jay-Z have a song, I'll Be
mm-hmm.
Good.
I'll
Like I
be
only
good.
exactly, I only bought the vinyl for that reason. I should have pulled that one out.
Yeah, that samples, that's how people get put covers, samples, all those things, like they influence people's taste and how they get put onto music. So I don't know why people like get mad and upset. I think it's very weird when they do that. But and those and
But like
they don't be that expensive. Like oldies don't be crazy
I
expensive.
paid $3 for this.
Yeah. Like they don't be crazy expensive. And you find some gems on there, like you will find some gems. A lot of the people I found out about that aren't like the big superstars, because obviously, like Stevie,
Mhm.
Marvin Gaye. The people I found out about is like, oh damn, somebody sampled you. I listened to your record, and I'm like, oh shit, let me go listen to the rest of your stuff.
Exactly.
Like, there's a group called, I think it's Ray Goodman and Brown or something like that.
Hmm.
They got a song called Anniversary. I found out about that song because I was looking for love songs that had anniversary in it. And that's how I found that song. And I found that out. I was at the record store and I was like, let me get this. It was $3.
You can't be that.
Right. Even if I don't like the vinyl, I like that one song. And it's
And
$3.
it's $3. Exactly.
So, all right, my final question. This is always a hard question for people, which is why I ask it last. If you were on a desert island and you could only pick five albums from your collection, what are those albums?
This was low-key hard to do. Because I think I'm at like maybe 250 to something like that. So this one was kind of hard to do, but I feel like the number one obvious choice over it.
Is that an obvious choice? Why would that be an obvious?
I feel like it's very obvious. Well, for me, I feel like that album, like Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial, was an album that just makes me think about college. So it's like I have so
Mm.
many good memories with this album, and I feel like it's a no skip album.
I agree. It's not a skip, but I don't know if it's an obvious choice because people don't know you. Like they don't know you. Like I
Well,
don't.
no, I mean, I feel like a lot of people would choose this album.
You think?
Maybe I feel yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what people. I guess okay. Let me not incriminate myself. I was about to insinuate this one girl that I know. I only know somebody. I only know people who listen to that album in certain moods, and I think it's essential for people of a certain age. So
Mm,
I can't really assume. Like I wouldn't like I don't want to assume. That's what it is. I'm gonna just stop right there.
I get that. I don't know. This album just has so many different feelings on it that I can listen to it at any time. Like I can listen to it all the way through. I could be mad, sad, and I'm gonna still listen to
She got a couple songs that if I'm playing them, I'm definitely in my feelings. So
it.
I'm playing basically that whole album. If I'm playing that album, if I'm playing that or her album after that, was it still over it?
hmm
I'm in my feelings. Just want anybody to know. If y'all see me post that album and it's playing, I'm in my feelings. Just know. Just be like, you good? That's what y'all should be saying in the comments. You good? No, I'm not. But all right, what are your other albums? My bad.
I also got My Life, Mary J. Blige. I feel like this one, it doesn't hold a lot of memories, but some of these songs just hit the heart a little too hard. Like I feel like one of my favorites would have to be My Life. I don't know. Something about that song just it just hit me right there. And I Love You. I feel like I Love You is probably one of my top favorite songs. I don't know what that little noise is at the end of the song, but whenever I hear that, it take me there.
I have questions.
Yeah, I
I'm
really
not
love that
going to
album.
ask you. I have questions, but I'm not going to ask you right now.
Okay.
Because the album, I'm not the biggest Mary J fan. I'm just gonna put it that way.
Mhm.
But I think that she has an ability to hit people's feelings.
Right.
Because I didn't like understand her music until I went through a breakup. That's all.
hmm
And I was like, I get why people like her. I get it now. I get why certain
But then at
songs.
the same time, it feels like a lot of Mary J's music, I may or may not be wrong, but I feel like a lot of it is other people's music. She just adds a different flair to it.
Yes, there's a whole bunch of songs that she like.
Okay, I knew I wasn't crazy, but I'm like, I feel like I've heard a lot of these songs before, but just sung by other people. But she
Yeah.
just adds her own little twang to it.
It was like the whole like 90s like Bad Boys. They like basically like taking old hits, remaking it.
hmm
That's she's part of that. Like 100%. You ain't tripping. So, what are the other three? I'm gonna just let you go and go through it. Keep interrupting you.
I'd say Larry June and the Alchemist, The Great Escape.
Where'd
I
you get
just
that one?
I think I ordered this from Larry June's website.
Hmm. Let me
Most of Larry June's albums I'll get off of his website. I
okay.
have the full collection from Orange Print on. I have everything.
Okay.
I think that's I think that's one artist that I have the most of, either him or Kaylani. I have
Hmm.
I think I have everything except what's the one before this last one?
From which one? Kaylani?
Yeah.
Oh, the one where she's like on like a beach or whatever.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
have them. I wasn't a fan. But
I actually have that one.
I wasn't a fan of this latest one either. Like it's cool, but it doesn't give old music.
It's
But
missing
I still
something. It's
yeah,
missing something.
okay, yeah, it's definitely missing something. But I wouldn't say it's like bad or anything. It didn't it just didn't hit for me.
Yeah, that's the feeling I got when I listened to the album too. I was like, it's not terrible. I'm missing like the feeling of something though. Like normally I connect to something. I was like, I'm not connecting to this.
Right. But then I still bought tickets and saw her in October. So I can't even complain. I can't even complain. But yeah, this album, I just feel like I don't know. I love Larry June. I love Larry June like so much, and I feel like I was so late getting on his wave. Like I didn't start listening to him until 2021. Yeah, 2021. I feel like that's very late.
Well, that's around the time he was taking off though, so that's not.
Right. And
But
then it's like ever since I started listening to him, it's like I've been hooked ever since. I don't know what it is about him. Maybe it's the how chill he is and how calm he is, and it just I feel like it's just a reflection of me.
hmm, his music made me want to get right. It made me want to
Exactly. Like let's get it together.
get my shit together. It's like,
Exactly. But it's like all the features are good. Like there's really no like song that I can pinpoint and say is my favorite because there's really nothing bad about this album. Not that I can think of.
it's a good pick.
And then I also got 2000 by Joey Badass.
Mm,
This for me is a no skip album. No skips. No skips at all.
hmm.
And this album is the first, like I've heard of Joey Badass before, but it's like this is the first album that I've been around for that I've actually listened through all the way and didn't have anything bad to say about it. Something about like the first time I listened to it 5 times.
Five?
5 times. And I had never listened to him before, but I saw him acting on Raising Kanan, which made me go listen. And I was like, I don't know why I've been missing out, but I need to
Hmm.
catch up. This album, pretty great album.
I think the
It has,
album, I don't think it got promoted the right way. That's my biggest critique of the, I'm like, y'all didn't promote this album the right way. You know what it is too? The title. The title of it, because
mhm,
he has a mixtape that's like people say it's one of the greatest mixtapes of all time.
and I have that one. Have I
And
listened to it all the way through? No, but there are some highlights that I really like, and the vinyl was a very pretty color, and it was limited, so I had to get it.
yeah, I didn't get that drop. I was pissed. So I'm a little jealous right now. You got that one. Yeah, that one, that mixtape is like it's a time. Like, especially for me, like I was in college when it
See,
came out.
I'm about to say I had no idea that this album was even out there.
Yeah, it came out in 2012, the first one.
I
So
was 11.
yeah, you was a little baby. So I get it. 2000, I don't think it's a bad album. I think it's the title. I think a lot of people, including myself, compared that album to the first one. But that one there's a song on there that just I gotta be like, I gotta listen to some happy stuff. Like Survivor's Guilt.
Hmm.
When I hear that, I'm like, yeah, let's put on some happy music. Cause I
But
be
it's
thinking
like
about
even though
Russell.
it's so somberful, it's like it's so good.
It's a good ass song. That's a
So good.
that's one of my favorite songs from him. That is a great song. But it
I
just
I'd say my favorite on this one is probably it's between Zip Codes and Show Me.
show me.
Hmm.
I'm gonna look at the track list right now.
He sampled Men I Trust.
Head High is my favorite song, I think.
That's a good one too. See, like there's too many. I don't want to pinpoint and say I have one that like, but they're all so good.
It's a solid album. I think a lot of people should go back and re-listen to it. I think honestly, I think his whole discography, people like I don't want to say underrated 'cause I hate when people say that, but I think they don't give it the chance because his first project was so damn good.
Hmm.
It set a standard that I don't think he can even reach. The expectations were too high. Like people were calling him like Nas or like a young Jay-Z. It's like the expectations are too high.
Yeah.
He was a kid when he came out. He was like 16, 17 when he came out. It's like you set them expectations too high. Like let him grow into who he's going to become. So, but what you got? One more?
Yep, I got one more. My last one is probably Heaven
Don
or Hell
Tolliver?
by Don Toliver. This is another COVID album. Another COVID album. I had a friend in college that I love to this day, and she played. No, at first I heard what's it called? No idea. That was right when I got on TikTok. I was one of those people that was like, I can't get on TikTok. And then COVID crept its way and I got on TikTok. So No Idea was the first song that I heard, but Can't Feel My Legs is the song that just put me on. Like I really love this album. It got
I
me I would say it got me through COVID.
I heard that album strictly because of TikTok. There was a time where you could not escape any Don Toliver song. I would go
Exactly.
on and everybody's using the sound. I'm like, who the hell? Because I didn't know who he was. I was like, why do the song? It was After Party.
Hmm.
I was like, who the hell is this? Why do I keep? And I was singing it too. I kept like, who is this though? Because I'm like, I don't know who he is. It's literally, I heard all the songs on the album before I even knew who he was. I couldn't even put a face to it. So your choices definitely show our age difference. I was like, yep, this makes sense. See, those are the choices that I expected you to pick though when you said like albums everybody should own because of that
Hmm.
though. So I can't be judging. See, this is what happens when you like try to judge stuff, try to just assume stuff.
I'm
But
telling you, my choice of records is very, very wide.
I would say you are the how I know a Larry June project came out is from your page. I was like,
I'ma always show up for Larry June, always.
oh, Larry June dropped. Let me go
I
listen.
got the Midnight Organic hoodie on as well.
Yeah,
I
Larry.
I love Larry June. I just there's something about him I can't hate him.
Have you seen him live?
I have seen him live. I
Okay.
have.
Because
I did a meet and greet going on 2 years ago, 2020, yeah, 2022. I did a meet and greet with him in Raleigh. And starstruck, yes. Will I do it again? Yes. Will I go to another concert? Yes. Because the energy is so live. Like it's not one of those crowds where everybody's moving, everybody's trying to scoot forward to get as close to the stage. Everybody is in their own space. Everybody's wearing their merch. Everybody is enjoying themselves. It
hmm,
was I feel like the energy he gives off is just so chill and I love it.
I seen Larry June. Dang, this is really gonna date myself. I seen him when like in the 2010s before he was like, I don't know, he just like came back out of nowhere or something. Because I remember seeing him. I think I was a Wiz Khalifa concert. I think it was. Because I remember him being out early, like the 2010s, and then he just went away. I don't know
Hmm.
what happened. Like it might have been 2012 or 13 that I saw him. And then I was like, where'd he go? And then he just came back and just been giving you consistent project after project after project.
Hmm.
Stuff with Alchemist. Like it's just like when he locks in with one producer, I'm like, that's what I want. The get my life right raps is what I call it.
Exactly.
So, but you have anything you want to leave the people with before we close it out?
Can I shout myself out?
Yes, you can. Shout yourself out.
The TikTok is, I think the ad is Mimi the Baldy, but my handle name is Mimi's Records. Also it's Mimi's Records on Instagram. I think those are only two places I'm at.
Oh, I have a question. This has nothing to
Mm.
do with what we are your series that you were doing, the like the sample series.
I was, but it's just like with me
Bring that
working.
back. Bring that back.
I need to. I have so many ideas, but it's like with me working 6 days a week, it's like once I come home from work,
I get it.
oh, shit. It's like I feel like I want to take maybe the rest of December off and then come back in the new year and be consistent because I know once peak season is over, I'll have so much time to actually want to record and actually want to edit. It's like I've only been buying, I haven't been recording. Like I've only been recording, what have I been doing? Like my record pickups, like I think this is the only things that I got for November and a couple oldies, but it's just like it's slowed down a little bit. So I have the time. I mean, I have the ideas. I mean, I could use more ideas, but I just I'm just in that funk right now where I just don't want to do nothing.
I was like that in October, so I get it. That series, I was like, damn, I want to do something like that. I was like, you know what? Nope, I don't like stealing ideas. That's a good ass series, though. I was like, that's great. It's the way
And
you
then
tie everything back in.
especially with me only buying oldies for the purpose of samples, it's like I have so
Yeah,
many
you.
choices.
It's a good series. I'm gonna be in your comments. Just keep. I'm gonna bring it back. We gonna if we have to bully our way to get you to do it, that's what we gonna do. But thank you for being on. I found out a lot about your music taste. But thank you for being on. This has been Pressing Matters, and I will catch y'all when I catch y'all.